This is Naija Unfiltered on SYMFONI TV. My name is Olawale, Oluwade, and my guest this afternoon is Honorable Eyozua Johnson Agbonayinma, former House of Reps member in the 8th National Assembly, representing Ego and Ikpobawa Federal Constituency of Edo State. Was also a former board member of the Nigerian Railways Corporation, former member of the board of Code of Conduct Bureau. EJ Agbonayinma.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
This is your debut here.
For doing a wonderful job for the nation.
Thank you. Thank you for the compliments. Let's get on with our business. We have a lot to cover. You officially resigned from the All Progressives Congress Wednesday, April 28th, 2026, this year. Tell us your specific reasons for exiting the APC.
Well, sometimes it's difficult after you have worked so hard to build a home, and all of a sudden, strangers start coming in, want to take over your property. You know how difficult it is. But however, life goes on. From AC to ACN to ACD to APC, by the grace of God, we contributed immensely in bringing it to bear after coming back from America to give my own little quarter to our dear nation. Yes, we did all that. Because of certain issue, I have to resign. Then I moved to PDP. And the same problem that happened then still repeated itself after I came back again to APC, after many appeals by the former governor of Edo State, Senator Adams Ali Oshiomhole, and my brother, former deputy governor of Edo State, His Excellency Phyllis Shaibu, who pleaded with me, pleaded that I should come back to APC. I said, well, when I was with you didn't see me or didn't regard me. PDP gave me the opportunity. I went to the House of Rep, contested, they gave me the opportunity. I was voted for by my people, which I've often said that you must put the people first. And the people of Ikpobawa Federal Constituency came out en masse to give all the huge support that I got as at then. So I did all my best in the House, not only moving motion, sponsoring bill, doing oversight function, but I was able to bring dividends of democracy to the doorstep of my people, doing empowerment, building skill acquisition center, multipurpose hall, ICT center, state of the art that I've never seen before. I did all that, through the effort of God Almighty and the leadership of the party and the National Assembly as at then. I was headed by the Right Honorable Speaker Yakubu Dogara and the leadership, who also worked with me and supported me immensely. So at the end of the day, Comrade came back again to plead with me to come back to APC. And Felicia Abu did all his best. And at the end, I said, okay, no problem. I came back. But unfortunately, I now saw that sometime when those who fought you during the election, who fought us during the campaign, the election of Mr. President Tinubu, fighting us with guns, pursuing our people. Today, they are the one deciding and dictating.
With guns? They fought with guns?
Yes, of course. Yes, election in Nigeria is something else. So, but I want to say that God gave us that victory, and we all worked so hard because I saw distinguished Senator Mode Okpebholo, who now emerged the candidate. Don't forget that I also contested. I was in the race for the governorship of Edo State. As a matter of fact, at the time, I was a leading aspirant. When my son died, he was killed, shot in Houston, and when I got the information when I was in the podium campaigning, I have to choose between me going further. I decided to say, no, I can't continue this. I have to travel to US and sign off so that they can bury him. I don't even wish my worst enemy to go through what I went through. So I have to decide to tell my followers, my supporters, where we should go. And I decided to support the distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo because of the fact that, because of his background, his past antecedent, what he did when he was not a politician, helping his people, giving SOCOM, giving them empowerment. When they had issue about the insecurity in Edo Central, he came out to support these people, giving them money, giving them, vehicles. And I just saw him that he came from nowhere. He has suffered. He wasn't born with golden spoon. I was born in a village. So I said, this is the kind of man that I would like to support. So I decided to support. Even when Comrade came that I should support his candidates, that is my brother, my colleagues, Right Honorable Dennis Idausa. And I told him, I'm sorry, I would have loved to support this young man because he's a complete gentleman, but you have demarketed him. You say he's a 419 and he's a criminal. That's why you decided to sack him when he was your commissioner. I said, somebody you have demarketed, how can we market him? I said, because remember what happened to Pastor Ezeyamon when he contested as governor. You demarketed him, says an armed robber at night, pastor in the daytime, but this is the same man that was your DG for your first tenure, second tenure. And once you have done that, it is hard to market such things. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Immediately, pastor came out then. The video that Comrade used in saying that he was an armed robber at night, pastor in the daytime, the former governor, Obaseki, started showing it in every corner of Benin. It was shown on LED, and it became an issue. So that was what happened as at then. So I told him, I said, I'm sorry, I cannot support your candidate, but rather I have choose Senator Monday Okpebholo. And by the grace of God, with the support of all other men and women who came out en masse to give Senator Monday Okpebholo the mandate, the rest is history. So that is where we are. And today, I vowed to contest, I was contesting for House of Reps. And unfortunately, the governor, the state chairman, Emperor Jared Tenebe, wonderful people, whether I'm outside or not, they are my brothers. I regard them because of where we are coming from. And they also have great respect for me. We've been talking. And somebody was against me. I was wondering, what is going on? People are telling me, oh, your comrade is not supporting you. I said, the comrade cannot say he's not supporting me. It's my boss. I work for him. We're close. One of the most closest person to him in government. And, because if he's not supporting me, I don't know. And I discovered that when they now said that as the leader of my local government and also an aspirant, I cannot be the leader and also contest for the House of Reps. I said, well, if that is the case, Comrade is also an aspirant and he's a leader of Edo North. So this is a double standard. Why treating me? So anyway, and I discovered that those who fought us during the election of Mr. President, even the election of Senator Monday Okpebholo, are now the one that they've made the leader who came to join us, that food is ready. I said, well, politics cannot continue this way. I said, you know what? If that is the case, I will take, my exit. And there's something I must say. When I also discover, I was to be the acting chairman of Code of Conduct Bureau. Immediately that memo came out, it was scrolling on the Arise, TVC, Channel, AIT, NTA, the Honorable E.J. Agbonayinma to take over as acting chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
Sorry to interrupt you. You will come to this, but let me interrogate what you've said so far. You will come to all of this. You said you guys backed Senator Monday Okpebholo because of his antecedents. He's a good man. He did a lot for his people and all of those. But that election that brought Senator Mongo Okpebholo, that was last year, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it
2024.
2024, correct.
Okay. That election has been described by so many as a travesty of the word elections. That it
Why?
was
How?
that it was stolen.
Stolen, like how?
Just hold on. That Barrister, what's his name, Aso Ighodalo of the PDP, won the elections. The exit polls,
Is he the governor now?
no, just hold on. The polls that they conducted, even international observers, Nigerian observers.
Which is international observer?
Hold on now. All the observers, their own results showed, Aso Ighodalo of PDP won. But when they got to when the coalition got to the state, that was when you guys did your own mago and upturned.
Were you there?
The figures. I don't have to be there. I'm a journalist.
So
I don't have to be there.
all the talking about the international observer, I never saw any international observer in my local government, not even in my village. So all this, sometimes people just make the script, they just giving falsehood, giving false alarm.
Are you saying this because...
even though if I'm in a different political party now, but I must say the way it is, when I was there, that election was free, fair, and just. So when they are saying that, how can Mr. Aswen, yes, he's an Edo man, he's a Nigerian, who have never been to Edo, who have never, hold on, he have never participated in anything.
How can you say that?
I'm from Edo. Let me tell you, when Edo Central was having an issue, he's from Edo Central. As a matter of fact, he's from Eboimi. My mother is from Eboimi. My great-grandfather is from Eboimi. My father is from Benin. This is a man that have never been seen in Benin City, in Edo North or Edo Central. You can't just come on now. Politics is about the people. Relating with the people is about try to let people know what you have done before, your past antecedent. That is what can prepare you. You can't just come, from Lagos like the former governor did, who came with a briefcase and he left with his briefcase back. So you want to bring somebody that is not, close to the people. It is not about Okpebholo. It's about the people who decided, who took the battle, who decided that their fate, that they must vote and bring the right person that they believe that can redeem and put Edo State in the right perspective. And guess what? That's what they did. So that election was free, fair, and just. So I'm not a spokesman, but the truth must be told. When you're telling me that, you're saying because we don't want to be giving this wrong information, wrong perception to the general public. The election was rigged. I was part of it then. The election was never rigged. Okay? So even in all over the world, no election is 100% perfect. But you cannot tell me that the election that brought Senator Mongo Okpebholo was rigged by the words of the international community. Please, I think that is understatement.
Okay. But your point is noted, but the other people too also have their own rights to their opinion. But let's go back to the issue of you're falling out with your former friend and elder brother. So tell us the details. What really transpired between both of you? What transpired personally, politically? What led to the falling out?
If you ask me, I can't point to anything that I would say that I have done to warrant what I'm getting, the feedback I'm getting from him, because I took him as a leader, a friend, a boss. As a matter of fact, when the late wife, anytime I talk about her, I get emotional. That is Her Excellency, Mrs. Clara Oshiomhole. She was a mother to all of us. We used to come to Abuja. She never allowed me to stay in a hotel. As a matter of fact, she had to ask the senior son, Dr. Cyril, to vacate his room to go and join his brother, Steve. I started staying, living with them in the house. Both in Iyamu, the same, in Abuja, the same. So I was the most closest person to him. It is not a right, but he took me as his own because of how I came all the way. I came all the way from America, courtesy of the late Captain Osa Okumbo of blessed memory. May his gentle soul rest in peace. He was the one that pleaded and begged me and appealed to me to come to Nigeria to help comrade also to join his campaign. That's how I came back to Nigeria. Because of my past antecedent, what I've done in the US. I work with president, work with governors, senators, congressmen in America, sit down one-on-one. So I built my political career in America even before coming here. That's what Captain saw. I said, please, if you can do this, come and help. And I came. We were very close. And even Comrade going to the office with his car, you see myself and Comrade sitting down together. That's how close.
While he was governor?
While he was governor. And when he was governor, I saw something. Before the victory, late Captain Osa spent over 4-5 billion on his election. Chief Esama, Dr. Sir Gabriel Sawari Benedion, the Esama of Benin, and His Excellency, former governor of Edo State, His Excellency Lucky Benedion, they brought Comrade to us. The first meeting I was held in Captain's house. Captain was in Labour. Dr. John Ebima Gbede was the chairman of the Labour Party. So when he came, he wanted to run as Labour so we can support. He said he can't work.
That's Oshiomhole.
Oshiomhole. So, and they advised him to join the party. He did. And we all campaigned vigorously.
It was just to join Labour Party?
He was in Labour Party.
Yes.
He came under Labour Party,
yes.
But he have to abandon Labour Party.
And join which one now?
AC.
AC, okay. Action Congress then?
Yes, Action Congress then. You know, from there to ACN,
yes.
ACN to ACD, APC. You know, we've gone through a lot. So now, Comrade, everybody saw him as a former Labour leader. We all accepted him. But unfortunately, if you can see, even Pastor Ezeyamu, who was his campaign, first tenure, second tenure, campaign DJ. It was his campaign, it was DJ of his campaign.
Both times.
First tenure, second tenure. So everybody worked so hard. But unfortunately, Comrade missed it. Before 6 months into the government, people were protesting against Captain Osa, abusing Captain.
Captain Osa Okumbo.
Of what? For just nothing. We cannot comprehend. You can't really say this is what Captain did, because you see, ingratitude is a sin to God and to mankind. So, and before you know it, he started insulting Chief Isama, the Isama Benin Kingdom, Chief Osawari Benin.
Who was insulting Isama?
Comrade, publicly.
Comrade Oshiomhole?
Yes. Before Jack Robinson, he started insulting Dr. Eso Gbemudia, publicly. Before you know, he insulted the former deputy governor, his own deputy governor, His Excellency Odubu.
Pius Odubu
was one of the most closest person and loyal deputy governor I've ever seen. He insulted him. So, and I look at it, everybody from Edo South, what is going on? I've never seen this man insulting his own people, but he insulted Chief Tony Anene, abused him publicly. Now, and I said, we were watching him. A day came. We traveled to America, from America to London. And in London, he said I should call Chief of Staff. And I placed a call to him. He said we are coming to Nigeria, that they should arrange to have because of the, local government election, they wanted to have critical committee chairman to pilot the affair of each local government. And so when we got back to Nigeria, we went straight to Benin. On Sunday, we were in his house in 4 a.m. Captain, all the, Tommy Himi, Tony Omoage, Iroele, Pastor Zem, all the leaders, all of us who were in there, they then decided to say, okay, this is the list of the critical committee chairman, local government chairman, council chairman. By 9 a.m. in the morning, I was in the office. Pastor walked in. He came to my office because normally when you walk to get to my office was next to governor's office.
Sorry, what was your own designation under his administration?
I was a senior special assistant to the governor on foreign matters and investment. So then, Pastor came in. When he came to my office, because my office is very close to, it's next to governor's office. So, and I took him to the governor's office. There were a lot of people there. Tommy Kimi, they have come. So I came back to my office. Before Jared Robinson, I saw Pastor just zoomed out. Normally, when he's leaving,
Pastor
Izeyamu. Normally, when he's leaving, we come to me and say, I'm leaving. He didn't come to me. And I ran down and I caught him by the, baggage scanner where you have a DSS security, where they screen, people.
Visitors and all of that.
And I said, what happened? He said he's done with the politics. What happened? He said the list that they agreed on last night have been jettisoned. He said he's done with politics, so he walked away. So I went back to my office. After that, I went to Comrade office. I got there. On my way there, the former chairman is late now, Mr. Monde Adesiagmo, was the chairman of my local government. He now called me, called me again. Sir, what am I hearing? That they've changed the list? I said, wait a minute, Governor, I will call you back. Comrade now asked me, who is calling you? I told him, I said, it's the chairman calling me. He didn't say anything. Within 2 minutes, there's a man, is a leader that I also encouraged, advised, brought to Comrade. He was in PDP, who to come and join in this APC. He was not a member of APC. He said, he called. He said, my son, Papa, his name is Papa Jack, Chief Ide. What am I hearing? They have changed the list, all that we agreed last night. I said, sir, I will call you back and we'll governor.
Second person calling you.
So Comrade now asked me, said, who is that calling you again? I said, it's Papa Jack. Why is he calling you? Are you the governor? Are you the governor? Why should he call you? Get out of my office, walk out of my office. I told you this pastor, Isaiah and Captain Osa will consume you. I told him, I said, sir, you can have your office.
Oh, that's your retort. Sir, you can have your office.
Yes. I said, you can have your office, sir. Thank you. I walked. But I can't go to the gate, to the door. He said, EJ. I didn't look back. I went to my office, called my orderly, called my staff, packed my file. I walked away. When I left, before I got to golf course, I got a call from our father. I don't want to mention, one of our father called. He said, what am I hearing? Comrade just called me. That they said I walked away, I resigned. He said I should go back. I didn't argue. Before Jack Robinson, Chief Igbinedion called me. I said, what am I hearing? You mean they had your head and said you resigned, that you cannot consult, you cannot even talk to us? I said, Daddy, I'll let you know. Then who now called me? It was His Excellency. Lucky Igbinedion, he was in South Africa. He's still alive. He said, because there's a name he normally called me. He said, Doggy Master, what is happening? What am I hearing? That that comrades called him that I said I resigned. He said, no. No, you can't do that. I said, sir, I'm done. He said, we need you. You are the only one there that we have. I said, I'm sorry, sir. He said, anyway, I should go and meet Pastor. When I get there, we should call him. We got there. Pastor called him, called His Excellency in South Africa. We put him on speaker. He said, please, like I told you before, I think, fine, Then what happened that day was that Pastor Isaiah Muna told me, he said, please, can you send him a text message apologizing to him for walking out? I said, I didn't walk out on him. He asked me to walk out in his office. I said, for what? What have I done? I was surprised that this man that I thought is my boss, I'm fighting for. There was a day I was on a TVC. They brought Oshiomhole's matter and the governor, Mondokpeolo's matter on the TVC.
Sorry, Honorable. You didn't quite conclude. Did you go back after the pleas from all the elders of the state, former Governor Lucky, Igbinedion, Ezeyamu?
No.
Did you go back to your role as SSA, foreign and...
No. What I did, let me tell you, funny enough, on that day, I went back home and I wrote resignation letter. When I wrote resignation letter, I presented it to my wife. I said, help me proofread this resignation letter. I said, I'm resigning. She just looked at the resignation letter. She tore into two. I didn't know the comrade have called her. He said, where are you resigning? You brought us from America to Nigeria. Where are we going? I said, well, look. The same way we came, we can also go back. I wasn't driven from America. I said, America made me. They gave me the opportunity.
You're a citizen, right?
I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm a Nigerian first.
But you're a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Okay.
I said, they gave me all the support. that I couldn't get in Nigeria. I said, we'll go back. So on Monday, I put my resignation letter. That evening, I went to Lagos. Tuesday, I was back to US.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I did that because I didn't want people to start coming to me, asking me questions. So
But your wife was still in Nigeria anyway.
my wife was still in Nigeria. So I wanted everything to die down. So I came back. When I came back, I was sleeping one night. I got a call from Senator Tunde Ogbeha from Kogi, very close friend to Comrade, and a dear friend, wonderful guy. I ran after 12. Where are you? I said, I'm at home, I'm sleeping. He said, please go and meet Comrade, go and meet Comrade.
You were back to Nigeria?
I just came back to Nigeria. He said, go and meet Comrade, go and meet Comrade. I said, what is going on? He said, the wife just died. Hey! I busted crying. I was touched. I started crying. He didn't know that I'm no longer with Comrade. I resigned. I picked the phone, called Comrade. The line was busy. Called the second time, the line was busy. When I called the third time, he picked. He started crying. Me, I started crying. Where are you? He says on his way to Abuja. I said, sir, don't go to Abuja. This time it was already almost 1 o'clock. Can you go to Abuja this time?
1 a.m.?
Yes. I said, no, sir, don't go to Abuja. Don't. He said, let me call Captain. He can bring a private jet, pick you early in the morning. So he insisted. He went. So what I did, I placed a call to Lake Captain.
The wife's body was at Abuja?
Abuja, yes. Placed a call to Lake Captain, placed a call to Abu Moru, and also called Mr. Dr. Tony, yeah, who is from Edo North, very close to Oshiomhole as well, to tell them this is what has happened, that they should please intervene. So by the time Comrade got to Abuja, he now saw everybody at the hospital. They have done everything and all. They said, how did you all know? He said, EJ called us. When Comrade returned back to Benin, I went to pay him a condolence visit. Getting there that day, the deputy governor, that is His Excellency Odubo, was there. A lot of the commissioner, ADC, Haruna, all of them were seated. They then brought various committees. They tried to arrange for the burial, find out, the burial of the wife, They set up a different committee. Comrade just said, because he's the one that gave me Doggy Master.
The name, what was it called now? Alias.
The alias, Doggy Master.
Yes.
So he said he has promoted me now. He's now called me Doggy Chancellor. So, but I want to ask him, if I didn't do well, he had been giving me, promoting me. What has happened that now we're apart? So he said, Doggy Master, please, can you help me join me to bury my wife? I said, why not? He now added my name in 3 committees, and I chair one of the committee. And I joined. I stayed in Iyamu with him for 3 weeks to give the wife a befitting burial. Because that woman was a mother to Edo State. A great mother that she was, because, good people don't last. She was a great mother. I don't know to others, but to me and to many of us, she was a great woman. So after the burial, we came back to Benin. After 2 weeks, I got a call from ADC, Mr. Haruna. He said, where are you? I said, I'm at home. He said, Comrade wants to see me. I said, can I talk to him on phone? He said, no. I said, no. Let me, we can discuss. What is it? What does it? He said, no. He said, I want to see you. So he now gave him the phone. Doggy Master, come, I'm busy. Just come. We have a lot to discuss. So my wife said, why can't you go? You don't know what he's calling you for. So I went. I got there. His Excellency Feliciabu was there. Feliciabu then was the majority leader in the House of Assembly, the State House of Assembly. And the late head of service, Omokeme, was also there. He said, I'm sorry, I received your resignation, but I refuse to accept it. You are going nowhere. You're part of this family. He apologized, maybe because the way he spoke to me, that I should come back. We started this government together. And I told him, I said, sir, I don't have to be here to support you. I can still help you. So Honorable Felicia Abuna said, I'm going nowhere if I don't accept that this is the government house. He would like jokingly that he would lock me. So, and Mr. Felicia Abuna took me back to memory lane. He said, don't forget, they forgot you because Felicia Abu was with us in Boston when that incident happened, who also joined me to fight the cause. He said, when all the positions were given out, everybody had forgotten you. And the one that reminded Comrade, EJ that fought, that joined us to fight, that worked so hard, nothing, nobody could remember him. I told Comrade, I'm a businessman, I don't want to join government. But on that fateful day, it was Philly who called me to government house that somebody want to see me. That was how he now gave me the opportunity to serve with him as SSA. It's not being SSA. I was the most closest person to him. It was a relationship. We had a wonderful relationship. How did it get sour? I have no idea. He has not told me if I have wronged him in any way. I've searched my heart. I've worked with him diligently. We pushed full heart. But I could not understand. But what happened? He said I should come back to the government. I said, I'm sorry, I cannot come back. So at the end of the day, they all pleaded. I said, no problem. He called the chief of staff. He said, please, go on. Where is his EJ's office? He said somebody else had taken over the office. He said, no. There's the PA, his late PA who died. He said the office, he just furnished it, that I should take over that office. I said, what? I said, comrade, are you sure? He said, no, that's the office. Do you know, they now took me to the office. It was furnished. When I came back the following morning, I went to the office, it was locked. I went to Chief of Staff, I said I should go and ask Akigbe. I asked Akigbe said that they have a confidential file cabinet there. I said, but yesterday there was no file, there was no cabinet, there was nothing there. How come all these are there now? So I didn't argue. So I went downstairs to go and stay with CSO. I was sitting in his office. I didn't know Comrade was looking for me. He was calling me. They had been calling my number because the network was not good in that place. So later, ADC now came down and asked him, say, well, have you all seen EJ? Comrade had been looking for him. He said he's in the CSO's office. He now came to me and said, Comrade had been looking for you. And I went upstairs. Comrade was shouting, where have you been? You are not in your office? They have been looking for you. I said, Comrade, I don't have office. He said, wait a minute. No, I can't. I don't believe it. He called all of them. He asked them, what happened? He told story here, story there. I just made up my mind. I said, you know what? I'm in the wrong place. That was my last day.
Because you could see conspiracy even amongst the...
That was my last day going back.
Wow.
I never went back.
Wow.
So now I went to join PDP. And before joining PDP, I was to contest for House of Rep before. Comrade said, no, I don't want you to go to House of Rep. I want you to remain there. I want to be the chairman of the local government. I said, me? Chairman of local government? What? He said, stop that. He said, Kaptosa was chairman of, PDP in Oredo. He's a billionaire. It's a service to the humanity, service to the people. I said, okay. But when it came to pass, when that issue matter came, it was not even given to me. They gave it to somebody else. But to the glory of God, I went to PDP. I also had an obstacle. But the chairman of PDP, Chief Danombi, may God bless him, he said, EJ, these are the kind of people we want. You have a wonderful character. We'll do everything to support you. And behold, I won the primary. We were 7 of us that went for the primary. I won, defeated everybody. And the general election, people came out en masse to support me. And I got the victory. I became member of House of Reps. No, sorry, there's something I missed here. Before I became member House of Reps, after I left the party, I went to US, travel at the time. It was Captain. I visited Captain, he was in Lagos. The board of director Nigerian Railway position came. He sent his own brother. He gave his brother's name to Chief Tony Anene, who was our national leader.
Of PDP?
Of PDP. So on that fateful day, Captain was just showing me, he just bought a new Rolls Royce. So he was showing me when Chief Anene called. I was telling him that he should ask his brother to go to Port Harcourt immediately, because to meet with the national leader, they want to interview him for the position of the board of directors of Nigerian Railway, zone to South-South. Yeah. When Chief Anene hung up the phone, Captain looked at me. He said, you know what, EJ, you are the right person for this job. He said, I'm going to give you, let me call Chief back. He called Chief, he says, I'm sorry. You know, I gave this position to my brother, same father, the same mother, doctor, that's the pastor, Dandisi Okumbo. He said, it's EJ now, it's our own, no problem. Listen to me. They said I had to go to Port Harcourt and I have to go and submit my CV. And my CV was in Benin. Captain Akko Jaro, the pilot, he used his private jet, flew me to Benin.
This was in Lagos? You were in Lagos?
Yeah, I was in Lagos with him. Flew me to Benin, from Benin to Port Harcourt, from Port Harcourt back to Lagos. Captain changed his own brother, same father, name, for me. So, you know, he will hardly be missed, man. He's dearly missed. We all missed him. Wherever he is, I know he's in the bosom of God, because he came, he saw, he conquered. He did so much for the downtrodden. He gave hope to the hopeless, you know, because I don't know why good people just leave us.
Let's make progress, Honorable. We could listen to this history for
I'm surprised.
forever.
I don't know, but you know.
Let's move on. Now, let's switch gears from the local politics to the NDC. You know, we saw you celebrating your victory in the Edo.
Can I say something? I'm sorry.
Okay, just 1 minute.
Yeah, please. There's something I didn't say, you know, because I wanted to conclude the story about my boss.
Falling out with Adam Oshiomhole.
My pain is that he was not the one that gave me the opportunity to be the Federal Commissioner Code of Conduct Bureau. When they stole my mandate, House of Reps, former President Buhari, through the help of former Attorney General Malami, took me to President Buhari. Because when I was in the House of Reps, I fought corruption. Most of the undeclared crude oil that left the global destination, stolen from Nigeria, billions of dollars. I moved all this motion, and they said I could help going to Code of Conduct Bureau. That was how I went to Code of Conduct Bureau. When the time came, when the chairman exited, that his tenure was over, so the most senior have to take over. Immediately, the memo came from presidency. You know, it was scrolling on Arise, Channel, TVC, AIT, NTA. I didn't know that Comrie was working against my success. I was on TVC one day when I was on the air. The issue of Senator Kwewulo, the governor of Edo State, came up. And I defended Comrade. And I was being honest about it. I defended the governor. So when I got home, a friend of mine, former deputy director of NIA, who is a member House of Reps now, came to my house. He said, EJ, you are very stupid, you are silly, you are idiot. I was angry. How can you come to my house to be insulting me? He said, sit down. You are praising Comrade. Do you know what he did to you? I said, what? He said he went to SGF. He was SGS office, telling SGF that if SGF allowed me to take over as acting chairman, that SGF...
Of the Code of Conduct Bureau.
Acting chairman of Code of Conduct Bureau, that SGF would be my first casualty, that I would jail everybody. That I used to work for him. I would work for him. That I cannot be controlled. There are so many things he said. And I said, you mean this? He said, yes. 2 months later, another friend of mine, I understand, I mentioned his name on channels on this story I'm telling you now. He was not happy that I have to mention his name. I won't mention his name now.
No problem.
I went to see one of my sister, barrister. I was in her office. This young man came in. He's from Benue too. Honorable, where have you been? Because somebody took me to him to see why is it that I've not been able to take over. He said, is you a comrade? Are you fighting for the same girlfriend? I said, no, it's my boss. I can't be fighting for the same girlfriend. Which girlfriend? He said, this matter. He came to me. He met me in my house. He also went to SDF. I was there. He's telling me that they shouldn't allow you to take over. You need to go and settle yourself. I said,
Two people now saying the same thing.
Two people saying the same thing. So now, I now look at it. I said, now I can see what is happening. I want to be House of Rep member I want to contest for. He's fighting me. He doesn't want me to be. Why? You are from Edo North, I'm from Edo South. The people want me. You are intruding, prognosing in our senatorial. I said, but when good things are coming, you give it to Edo North. We have 3 ambassadorial designates, all given to Edo North. 2 executive directors, South-South Development Commission, given to Edo North. The minister, regional minister, Edo North. Bini Owuna River Basin Development Authority, the executive chairman and the executive director, all Edo North. The MPA, executive director, MPA, Edo North. Essay on oil and gas to the president, Edo North, Edo North, Edo North, Edo North. What has happened to we that have over 62% of the population? The one that laid the golden eggs, for God's sake. We have great men, former deputy governors, former senator, congressmen, doctors, lawyers, professors, engineers, and all that are qualified. What has happened to us? I said, wait a minute, something is wrong here. I said, well, if this is how we're going to be treated. Comrade, when he came, he was not known to the party. He was not known to the people. Politically, we stood our ground. I sacrificed my life. Late Captain Osa sacrificed. Chief Esama Igbinedion sacrificed. Lucky Igbinedion, everybody, pastor, many others, did everything to help him. Edo South people made him governor. What has Edo South done to him? He has never seen him insulting anybody from Edo North. When Chief Tony Anene was alive, there's nothing he didn't say about him. He insulted him. Dr. Esugbemudia, he insulted him, he said we jail him. I said, for God's sake, what is all this? He now sent me what's our text message. He said, I'm a tribalist.
Wow.
That's what got me angry. I said, me a tribalist? When you were to be the national chairman of APC, I took you to Barrister Malami, the former SAM.
The former Attorney General.
Former Attorney General of the Federation. I took you to the daughter to President Buhari, Barrister Halima. I took you to Senator Ali Modu Sheriff. Those people work all day and night.
As replacement for Chief John Odigi Oyegun. Wow.
Now I'm a tribalist, comrade. So I have said this over and over. I want him to come and debunk what I have said, because I wasn't there when he went to SDF saying all these things that, even there's another friend of mine, I can mention his name, former honorable member, House of Rep from River State, Bernard Miko. He was also in SGF's PAMSEC office when they were discussing my matter. He said, why that if they allowed me to take over, this is America, this is bringing America and here. This is not America, this is Nigeria.
And eventually you were not allowed to take over?
I was not allowed to take over. Wow. So what is that? What kind of injustice is that? So do you want me to be smiling? You want me to be smiling? Do you know when, I'm not saying that when my son died, comrade that I know, he would be the first one to come to my house. When I didn't see him, I started wondering, what is going on? Somebody has gone to lie to this man about me. I'm not struggling anything with him. All that I do is to say positive things about him. I've always marketed him. I don't have no reason to demarket.
So he never commiserated with you?
He never commiserated with me.
Oh, wow.
But you know, the children were always with me.
Wow. Anyway, some of these things happen. We can't. But
nobody
let's
lives here forever.
Let it be said that there's a right of reply extended to Comrade Adams Oshiomhole,
Maybe you can tell me if I've done something
governor
wrong
of
to
Edo
him.
State.
I will apologize knowingly or unknowingly.
Exactly.
I have nothing in my heart, in my mind whatsoever
Exactly.
that I think I have wronged him in any way. I was in the Code of Conduct Bureau. I never did anything to sabotage or to bring anybody down. Never. But professionally, I have proven myself beyond reasonable doubt that I play, to the game that is following the rule of law. Because I took an oath to uphold, to defend, and to protect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended. I have nothing other but to respect myself and respect the citizenry.
Noted. So a right of reply is extended to former governor of Edo State, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. You have a right of reply to come and say what you know about all of what EJ has said. Anyway, let's switch gears. You were celebrating on social media your victory in the NDC National Democratic, or is it Nigeria Democratic Congress, Edo South Senatorial District here, victory. Then eventually, what happened? Can you tell us? And we need to run, really. We've spent time.
Well, to be honest to you, election took place. The primary took place. That was May 29,
2026.
2026. Unfortunately, as at June 5th, the results still have not been announced. We saw the result that came, and the various chairmen of local government and the secretary, those who conducted the election, haven't seen the result that I won the election. I thought that was it. But unfortunately, the national leader said that the election had to be announced in Abuja.
Who's the national leader now? Okay.
Senator Seriake.
Henry Seriake Dixon.
The former governor
of Bayelsa.
So, I left APC, joined, and moved to NDC, hoping that things will get better. We have wonderful people there. The chairman, the secretary, the police secretary, national organization secretary, the deputy police secretary, and many, many good men and women. At least Senator Seriake Dixon has been my brother, my senior colleagues. He was in the House of Reps. I have great respect for him. But sometimes when I look what I have said in the past, and I begin to wonder, because information is power. He changed his mind, but somebody tried to blackmail me before him, which was unfortunate. Politics is not...
No, sorry, sir. So you mean you actually won that election, but now somebody went behind you to blackmail you before
the national leader,
Senator Seriake Dixon, and then he swapped your name for somebody else.
One of our leaders from Edo
did
that, and called him that I have no family, my sister, nobody talks to me, my family member, they don't talk to me. As a matter of fact, I have no wife, I have nobody want to hear from me. That if they give me the ticket that they have lost, and he was pushing for somebody else.
But is that true? You don't have a wife, you don't have a family?
I have a family. That's why my family have to debunk. They came on publicly to make a pronouncement that...
Your family had to do that?
Yes.
Your wife?
My wife, not my wife. My wife, I asked her to leave, because she's very angry. My wife is the same person that always take care of the same person who is doing this, who happened to be my uncle. And my family, my mother's side, my father's side, they were very angry. They had to take a decision. My elder sisters, I have two sisters. They are based in the UK. They have to do video to write that they have never seen this before. This is my same uncle that I've always supported. I've always been...
What's his name?
I don't want to mention the name, because we've mentioned the name over and over again. But this time, I'm just looking at that. This life, there's nothing really in it. We're all passing through. Because when you fight somebody that have not offended you, that have not done anything to you.
But is that enough justification for a political party to listen to blackmail, in your own words, and then retrieve your victory and give to somebody else?
That's not how it's supposed to be. So when all of a sudden, when we were in Benin, they were talking about affirmation. Affirmation. But later, we're able to tell them, no, there's nothing as such as affirmation. Because the Electoral Act is very explicit. Is either consensus or direct primary. And we have conducted direct primary, and I won.
So after that, they now started talking about affirmation.
After
the primary.
After the primary. And I was surprised when they were saying that they were going to affirm one of our sister, the lady who didn't win. They were going to affirm her.
But she was a candidate too.
Was a candidate. What's
her name?
Miss Asemota.
Mrs. Asemota, okay.
That she was going to, they were going to give her affirmation. And I said, no, there's nothing as such. You can't do that. Well, I won. I'm the winner. I should be declared winner. And before Jack Robinson, they decided to take it from her and give it to another person, Bibi, Honorable Sonny Agwebo. That was the person that my uncle was pushing for. So they now gave it to that one. Now, all of a sudden now, they have removed it from Bibi and given it back to her.
To the lady Asemota.
To the lady Asemota. So to me, that is a violation of the Electoral Act.
So the
election is not about offering. Oh, I offer. Are you with me? That I offer this, I offer that. No. It's either consensus. And to have a consensus, every aspirant must have the right of withdrawal sign. That is consensus. And if you are going for direct primary, you must go to the field, and which we did. I campaigned vigorously. So I went across.
All of you, yourself, Asemota, GB, all of you went for the primaries, and you won. You defeated all of them.
Yes.
Before this passing of the baton from one person to the other.
So, and where is it in the Electoral Act about affirmation? Where is it in the Electoral Act about offering? I was hearing that you offer. I offer this one. She refused. I offer this one. It is not about offering.
No, when you mean offer, what does that mean? What's the meaning of offer?
I heard our national leader, Senator Sulaki, on television said that she tried to offer Aisha Yusuf House of Rep because she contested for Senate.
Yes.
He said she offered. She said she offered.
No, he offered.
He said he offered.
Her to get the House of Reps, but she refused.
Is that democratic? I'm asking you. Is that democratic? Is he offering? Do we offer? Is he not either consensus or direct primary? So I begin to wonder, where are we going? Which direction are we going if we want to make things to work?
So what role is the NWC of the NDC playing in resolving this?
I wrote a petition to appeal panel, and whatever role, as I'm talking to you now, I've gone to court to reclaim my mandate.
Oh, you're in court now?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I've gone to court to reclaim my mandate. Hopefully, justice will prevail.
Let's leave this matter. Let's switch gears because of time. You're known as a staunch anti-corruption crusader, and I think this in this environment particularly, it's ruffled quite a lot of heavy feathers because of your stance on anti-corruption crusade in Nigeria. How bad is corruption in Nigeria? How bad? How bad?
If you ask me, that's understatement. Corruption is a cancer that needs total eradication. It has eaten us deeply. And in fighting that, it's going to require the collective effort. All patriotic Nigeria must put our hands on deck. This is not about APC, PDP, AGA, Labour. Because what I've seen over the years, when I was in the House of Reps, I could remember far back, I moved emotion about undeclared crude oil that led this country to global destination. Undeclared for. When we invited NNPC, what did they do? What did they say? They brought Ghana must go back. Every document they brought, nothing left Nigeria. But the U.S. Custom gave us comprehensive detail what landed through Port of Houston and Port of Lake Charles. 391 million barrels landed, undeclared for. And today, of recent, I was invited by the Senate to come and help them coordinate the investigation that was chaired by Senator Ned Nwoko, where the same NNPC, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, they made $123 billion. $123 billion. How much did the central bank, when we invited the governor of central bank, how much did they receive? They only received $42 billion, federation account. What happened to the $81 billion? Went to voicemail. So that on and on. So now let me also tell you this, what you don't understand. Some of these people that are parading themselves contesting, I was a Federal Commissioner, Code of Conduct Bureau. If Code of Conduct Bureau is empowered, I'll tell you the truth. Some of these people that are contesting will not be in contestation. Because what they have done, what we have on them. You're talking about Pandora? They were involved in Pandora. You're talking about the US report.
What was the Pandora's paper about? What was it about?
Pandora's paper is, you say you don't have time. You go and look at it. Obi was there. Are you with me?
Obi was there in what circumstance?
You said you don't want to mention certain thing. In what circumstances? Where Code of Conduct Bureau investigated, but because of the former chairman, his attitude, his action, hopefully we have a new chairman now who is very vibrant and very sound, and who, if it is supported, empowered by the government, I can tell you, some of these governors that is contesting for Senate, they have no right to be contesting because of what they have done to this nation, how much they have bastardized, they have stolen this country dry. Are you with me? Ignorance in law is not admissible in the court of law.
You are obviously very close to former Attorney General, Minister for Justice, Agbonayinma, because while discussing this issue of corruption and that many people who are parading themselves who want to be candidates or contest for this should have no business, he just forfeited 47 houses to the federal government. But guess what, Honorable? In line with your own statement, is the candidate of the African Democratic Congress representing Kebbi State in the governorship elections 2027. If he wins, that means whatever case EFCC or ICPC have against him would have to wait for him to be governor for 8 years, while he would have done anything maybe to tamper with evidence or all of those. What do you think? Take this together with your answers.
Well, his matter is before the court of competent jurisdiction.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes.
I really cannot say much on it, but however, until proven guilty, you are innocent. If you have been found guilty by court of competent jurisdiction, it is not in my position to challenge, but I also know the role he played when I was member House of Reps, when he was Attorney General, tried to repatriate the stolen fund, traveling to America and all that. He did all that. So what has happened has happened. I wish every others that have stolen should also face the wrath of the law. Because there are so many others, so many, that I'm privileged to, that have paraded themselves. Even at a time, the former Accountant General stole over 211 billion.
What's his name?
Umar Idris. Well, guess what? He was given chieftaincy title.
From Kano State.
He was given chieftaincy title. And he's parading himself. But those who stole 10,000, 100,000 and lavishing in jail, that is double standard. So we should treat every Nigerian. The law is not made for the poor. It's also made for the rich. It's also. Just check around. If you ask me, look at what happened to United States Congressman Jefferson. Those that were involved with him in Nigeria
Who are these?
are working freely. Jefferson was sentenced along with others that participated. When the United States government wrote to Mr. President, former President Obasanjo, to investigate his own vice president, and Mr. Obasanjo, former president, His Excellency, approved. Who was the chairman of EFCC then? It was Mr. Mango.
Mr. Mago.
Sorry, Ribadu. I mean,
You know who Ribadu?
It was Nuhu Ribadu that was the chairman of EFCC as at then. He did a wonderful, excellent investigation. I was in the house. I was the chairman, U.S. Nigerian parliamentary. So there's no information I couldn't get as at that time. And the report of the EFCC was apt. And I gave him kudos as at that time. But what happened to that report? Was anybody prosecuted? No. But those who committed the same crime in America, sentenced, prosecuted, and jailed. Our own here is running for presidency here. And the report is very explicit. How money was transferred. If the Code of Conduct Bureau is doing their job, if they are empowered to do their job, such people should not be in the corridor of power because they have violated the Code of Conduct meant for public officer. Because those millions and billions that went to US undeclared for was never declared when they contested, when they were in government. And they were in government when they were doing this. And the money they used to build the university that they built came from where? Came from the same money that was transferred from Nigeria to America, from America to Nigeria.
Who exactly are you referring to?
Don't you know the person?
I don't know.
Do I need to tell you the person?
Yes, you have to.
If you really have done your own investigative journalism, you should know who is the person and you should go and do your homework. You don't need to hear it from me. You know the person. You have seen it. You have seen the write-up. You cannot tell me you don't know the person.
Who exactly are you referring to?
You should say it. I would want to hear it from you because you have read it. You saw it, the person.
You are the one on the hot seat answering questions.
It's not about me being on the hot seat.
You
should tell Nigerians, this is what you have investigated. You are a great presenter. You are a wonderful journalist. And I expect you to go beyond here to do an insight or intel, investigative journalism to ascertain the person we are talking about, which of course you are privileged to it. You have the information. You all should take it up.
Let it be on record that the person I think you are referring to has been out of office for 20 years now. If not,
listen,
hold on, honorable.
Listen,
nobody,
criminality,
in the best of my knowledge,
no time bound. That's why I love America, that I lived for over 31 years. I was the first African racial lobbyist. I sit down. Look, I work with leaders. I understand how it works, democracy, what we are talking about. That's sort of intelligence. So what you are saying, go and do your homework.
Since you're not ready to name names, so let's leave that. But let me ask you this.
Do your homework.
Let me ask you
this.
So
you know the person.
Let me ask
I know the person.
I don't know I can't read your mind. I don't know who you're talking about.
So what you have read, you didn't see it?
Has you said anything in your mind? Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
This is very interesting.
Let me ask you
I thought you were going to mention the name.
No.
So you want to push it back to me.
I can't put words in your mouth.
But you have read it.
Let me ask you this question.
Who is contesting for presidency in Nigeria? That the United States have indicted.
Donald Duke is contesting for presidency. Did
the U.S. indicted Donald Duke?
Is an American.
Hold on. Did the U.S. indicted Donald Duke?
Did the U.S.
indicted Sowore?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu forfeited money in the U.S.
Okay.
Atiku is contesting. So which among these?
Okay, you know that one. You know that one, but you don't know.
I mentioned 6 names for you.
Okay,
now.
But the one you also read, I want to mention the. You have mentioned President Tinubu's one, right? But you don't want to mention. Let me tell you, yes. It is His Excellency Atiku. You know it. I'm surprised you didn't mention his name.
Atiku has never been taken to any court, never been charged to any court, let alone prosecuted, let alone convicted. 20 years post-service in the presidency. And while he was there, you said the U.S. wrote to Obasanjo to investigate him. Obasanjo took Atiku took Obasanjo to court 11 times, and he defeated Obasanjo. Unprecedented. But here's my question on this issue of corruption.
But do you know the person now? No, you mentioned every other person, but you refuse to mention.
But you eventually named the person. And
I'm surprised that you did not name the person. Are you working for the person?
I don't work for anybody. I'm a journalist. I owe Nigerians
you will not.
The truth.
Know who you
Let's
are.
make progress. Let's make progress, Honorable. How dangerous is corruption? How dangerous has it been to the practice of democracy in Nigeria? How bad has it affected governance, the service delivery to the people of Nigeria? Corruption.
I went to the House of Reps. When I contested, I have to tell them that my late brother, my late friend, my leader, may so rest in peace, late Captain Osa Okombo JP, he said, he called all the leaders of Edo South. On no account should anyone collect money from any aspirant. So what is happening in Nigeria that is pathetic? When you are contesting, everybody wants to bleed you. They want to suck your blood. They put small pipe, they put bigger pipe to suck you. Now you see people selling their properties, selling their houses that the only one they have, hoping that they will win. And I have some. At the end of the day, they didn't win. Where are they? Those who won, how do you want them to get back on their feet? That is part of corruption. Collecting money from candidates. Nigerians should also understand this corruption is not just only government. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and see, what do you see? Do you see corruption in you? When you point one finger at other, the others is pointing at you. Now, come back to this fuel subsidy remover, unfortunately. I am not the spokesman for Mr. President, but I want to tell their spokespeople whatever they are doing. They have not been able to market this issue. We're always throwing stone at the center. There are 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and local government. Where is the local government in the helm of affair? Local government have been, thrown to the dustbin. Most governors, as the money goes to local government, is diverted. Some other states are doing, but majority of the state, as the money comes, as this money comes, it goes to bureau the change, convert it to dollars.
So what is stopping the anti-corruption agencies from going after these governors? Why, in your own opinion?
Let me tell you what you don't understand. There are some of these governors that are governor now that are not supposed to be governor. Well, when I was in Code of Conduct Bureau, we tried everything to stop them because of their past. Their record was dirty. But because of the chairman that we had then, who compromised the case...
Mention some of these people.
I don't want to go there.
How would you help?
No, I don't want to go there. If the government really want to help now, we must have the political will and commitment to empower that Code of Conduct. Code of Conduct Bureau can really... You see this criminality and corruption that's eating us up? Code of Conduct Bureau have the power. EFCC is doing their best, ICP is doing their best, but that their best, even the funding alone is not there. So I want to tell you this. You are asking question. The people that are in government today, they are not supposed to be. Those that are there, you know why you cannot do anything to them? Like I was in the House of Rep, we were fighting. This immunity is nothing but impunity. Immunity is impunity. License to rob, to steal the people blind, and to kill. Where you see governors, some governors are having security vote, billions. What are they doing with the security vote? And you are getting money from the federal. Everybody's pointing finger at the federal. The federal. I'm not holding brief for the federal. Yes, they have the right to point finger at the federal because they are the superior head. But what about the other branches that are stealing us dry? Who is speaking? I heard Mr. President asking Nigerians, ask your governors, what are they doing with the money that I send it to them? But I went to YouTube last time to find out that report, that investigation, press briefing. It's not there. Nigerians should ask their governors, what are they doing these billions? We are hearing billions, trillions. What have they done with the money that have been given to them?
Let me ask you.
So if we are blaming the center, we should carry everybody, blame everybody. Look at military, Third Mainland Bridge, who built it? Military, IBB built it. National Assembly, who built it? Military. Hold on, Aso Villa, who built it? Military. Even this transport that Mr. Obasanjo sold to cronies, who built it? The military. Tell me what this demonstration of craziness we are practicing, what has it gotten us to? Rather, Nigerians are suffering because they are stealing our money. The money that is meant to be used for our people yesterday has been stolen.
Let's make progress. We have about just 5 minutes to round up. And this question is very important. Talking about corruption. The president's chief of staff, I think your former colleague, Mr. Gbajabiamila, he was a former...
Yes, my former colleague, yeah.
Was he speaker when you were there?
No, he was majority leader.
Leader, okay. He's been enmeshed in this
controversy. We wanted him to be the speaker anyway.
He was enmeshed, he's enmeshed in this controversy about a fake agency, Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, and all of that. The man has been arrested and is going into investigation. President has asked ICPC to also investigate and come back. But the president refused to suspend Mr. Gbajabiamila so that proper investigation can be done. Because you cannot be the judge in your own matter and all of those. What's your comment in 1 minute on this?
Well, it's a very straightforward matter. Yes, they said the matter is before the court of competent jurisdiction now.
Not in court yet. Not in court yet.
Not in court yet.
It's been investigated.
It's been investigated. But like I said before on different TV, fora, my senior colleagues, is my leader.
Femi Gbajabiamila, right?
Yeah, he was the majority leader when I was in the House. And when he was contesting for speakership, we were one of those who stood by him. He knows that. Mr. Faleke, Right Honorable Faleke, Honorable Filishaibu, especially from my state, Akpatasin, all of us, we stood by him. If I were him, this is me now, if I were him, because until proven guilty, you are an innocent. For me not to be painted black, oh, he's there because he's tried to do a cover-up. If I were him, I will step aside. Knowing that he has been sacked, he has not been sacked, after preliminary investigation done and he is exonerated, he comes back to his office. If I were him, that's what I would do. But I cannot speak for him. I'm not him. If I were him, that's what I would do. Because what is happening in Nigeria, people can just, it has happened to me now. What has just happened to me now, where my own uncle called Senator Seraki and told him, I have no family. My sister don't want to see me. I don't even have a wife. No fooling that I have a wife, beautiful wife for that matter, but somebody just lied on me. So it could also be the same. They are lying on him. Are you with me? Okay. So I think that should be allow.
But won't you tell the president that you are so fond of to ask him, if since Mr. Femi will not do the needful, why won't you advise the president to compel him to do the needful? Step aside, pending the outcome of the investigation, and then he'll come back.
I cannot tell the president to ask him to step aside.
Advise him.
Yeah, I cannot advise the president to tell him to step aside because the president have already done the needful.
By telling ICPC to investigate. So he cannot just say, step aside. Because until proven guilty, you are innocent. Okay.
Because, there are a lot of people that are in prison today that never committed any offense, any crime.
Your point is taken. We have 2 or 3 minutes left. These two, the Pandora's paper you mentioned earlier, what was the outcome? That's one. Then secondly, Emefiele too was under investigation by the CCCB. Why did they miss all of the bad stuff that was alleged to have been done by Emefiele?
Let me tell you this. If we were to fight corruption, that's why I pity for this nation. I'm closer to where I'm going than where I'm coming from. I'm weeping for our generation, the generation now that... No, not future. Now, the generation coming before, that is coming under us. That's those I'm weeping for. The one coming under us. Because what can we leave for them? How? Listen, if you ask me, if we are fighting corruption, Mr. Emefiele, by now, what he has done to this nation, all because of his own selfish interest, he wanted to be president. He did everything to change the naira, bastardize the naira, just to make sure that this current government didn't see 1 naira, which affected every Nigerian. Because people died as a result of his useless behavior, unprofessional behavior,
He has not been convicted anyway. He has not been convicted.
For him not to be convicted by now is even worrisome because he has stolen so much. Do you know we investigated him? In the case of stamp duties, the report is still there. Over 67 trillions.
67 what?
Trillions.
Collected by the...
Yes.
By banks.
Listen, I'm not mentioning banks. I'm talking about Emefiele sat on it.
Yes.
When President Buhari wrote a letter to him, he worked against President Buhari's approval instruction. He was the de facto president of Nigeria and stole this country dry. But to be honest to you, now if you ask me now, if Mr. President Tinubu if they have asked for them to sentence him to death now, people will say, oh, why is he doing this?
So he sat on 67 trillion naira.
When they were borrowing, we were borrowing money, Nigeria is broke. Nigeria is not broke. This country is blessed.
The Pandora's paper, just round up on that.
This country is blessed. If you talk about the gold, unfortunately, the south, where crude oil comes from, go to the south, not to write home about. The irrigation, oil pollution. People are dying every day because of sickness. And at the end of the day, the Naija data have been neglected. All the company relocated to Lagos.
Who do you blame for that?
It's we.
Exactly.
It's we. Now, gold. Nigeria, South is the one funding the whole nation. The one that's coming from North, gold. What is happening? Few individuals are collecting it. When you have airstrip in the North, airstrip. Now, as the gold are being mined, they are taken to neighboring country. They have refinery in Dubai, everywhere around the country, to the detriment of Nigeria. I investigated gold issue with Sion of the United States. Within 2 years, over $50 billion left this country. I'm not sure to home about. So, you're talking about Pandora?
Just 1 minute.
Pandora issue is another issue. If it is 1 minute, it's not enough time to discuss it. Those that were involved in Pandora, they know themselves. Some of them are contesting for presidency. If I told you, if Code of Conduct Bureau is really empowered to work, these people have no business contesting for presidency.
Okay, let me get it clear. So, can the Code of Conduct Bureau actually stop presidential, governorship, or political candidates from vying for office?
Yes.
It has that kind of power.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's why
Wow.
the Code of Conduct Bureau have been neglected over the years. They are still in a federal secretariat. EFCC that just started yesterday. You know, it was under ATO. We're talking about the Code of Conduct enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Creation of the
Constitution.
Wow.
Is the number one.
Let me repeat my question. Sorry, Honorable. You mean the Code of Conduct Bureau can actually stop a candidate vying for public office?
Of course, they have the power.
The power.
If those candidates are found wanting and proper investigation conducted, but as far as I know, with what I know, with what I have seen, all of them have erred. They have violated the Code of Conduct meant for public officer, and none of them should be in position to say they are contesting.
We will come back another time and
Don't
investigate
forget,
this.
the current president was also investigated
by the Code of Conduct.
He was put in the dock,
yes,
but he was discharged because they couldn't find anything after proper investigation on him.
Okay. Finally, because of time, give us an assessment of the top presidential candidates. Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi and Kwankwanso. Atiku Abubakar and Rotimi Amaechi. Peter Obi and Kwankwanso. Adebayo Adewale, Omoyele Sowore, and Donald Duke. I don't know. Do you know where he is? Because I haven't seen him anywhere.
Donald Duke is a very wonderful man. He's a good friend of mine. You know, he comes to Houston those days. We used to have fun. A complete gentleman, is a good brother with a beautiful wife. Yeah, I know him to that extent. But can he be the president of Nigeria? I don't think so. If you're talking about Gwagwaso, he's the vice presidential candidate. If you ask me, Gwagwaso have the capacity.
No, it's Peter Obi that is on the ticket.
No, hold on, I'm coming. To lead because he has that quality. I have great regard, respect for, Gwagwaso. But Mr. Peter Obi, yes, a lot of people will not understand. Leadership is not about saying what you know you cannot do. There are so many utterances, so many information out there. I have done my homework to ascertain. If you remember, my big brother, my senior colleagues, Senator Siraki Dixon, the national leader of NDC, if I may quote him, he said he's the most qualified, presidential candidate. So what does that tell you? So I do agree with him, in all sincerity of purpose, when he made that statement. That is telling you that he is better than, Mr. Peter Obi. That is what I can
deduce.
At least just look at it and look at it deeply.
So what do you think about Peter Obi?
I think Peter Obi, the issue of the obedience, they did a hell of a job. And don't forget the Labour Party, because of the huge Labour then came together to support him. That base is no longer there. The base for the Labour is no longer there for Mr. Peter Obi. Yes, he have his own, success story. He also have his own baggage story. His chances, with what I've seen so far, it is not about politics. Even though, as of today, I still belong to NDC, but we have to work harder If
What
not,
you score him.
if I score him right now, I'm not going to be able to score him now. But I can only tell you the way it is right now. If it is the way it is right now, it's going to be difficult.
Atiku Abubakar and Rotimi Amechi.
Well, Atiku Abubakar, you know, people always believe that. Somebody was telling me his food is ready. Whether you hate him or you like him, because I was in PDP. Wike was the one that sustained PDP throughout. But when it came to a time, that's when I know that politics is a game. My Tambuwa, who was my senior colleague, also was speaker. It was Amechi that gave him all the support when he needed help. You know, and being governor, Amechi was there for him.
Atiku's chances?
Hold on. You know, Amechi, you know, I'm sorry, Wike was there for him. He was thinking that for Wike, you know, coming to be president, Tambuwa will be there for him. But what happened? Tambuwa betrayed him and supported Atiku. And members of the PDP, they are so hardcore PDP, they are still there. And some have also moved to APC, some are in ADC, some are in NDC. And I can tell you, this U.S. issue, the U.S. report, you know, politics, like I said, is not over until it's over. This U.S. report is going to be an issue. There's a reason why former President Obasanjo is saying that Atiku will never be president. I don't know why he kept on saying that. There's something that he knows that you don't know.
What are your own chances?
My own chances is this.
What's your own assessment of him?
My own assessment of
Score
this,
him.
You know, I can't score him.
You can't score him, okay.
I can only tell you that the way he is now, the way he is, I don't see him. Except he have to step up, work harder to get the tempo.
Showore?
Well, Showore, yes, nice guy, my brother.
Is he a nice guy or very strong?
No, he's speaking for the nation. Please, don't, you know, just like the way I'm speaking for this country. So he have the right, you know, to speak his mind, and that's what he's doing. And if you don't have such people speaking, you know, against you must have an opposition
speaking
to
against
put
injustice,
you
corruption,
in your place to make sure you know that look, you can't do this.
So his chances.
His chances, I don't think he's still young. Opportunity is still there for him for the future.
What
I
about
pray
Adebayo
one day he will be president. Huh?
Adebayo Adewale SDP.
That one, I don't even think that he can even win his own state. I'm sorry to say.
Wow, are you serious?
You know, so
many allege is the best in terms of, you know, having the mind, the intellectual heft.
Yeah, the intellectual heft. Have you met him before? You have met him before?
Not less than 5 times.
Okay. Do you think he can be the president of this country?
Absolutely. Eminently qualified to be.
No. If you're talking about qualified, I'm also qualified to be the president of this country.
What about President Tinubu?
Well, the way it is right now, this is not being sentimental or biased. Nobody has been able to step up because everybody, we are not speaking about what we want to do, how we want to. We are just being negative, derogatory statement.
So you expect the coronation next in January?
Making it, it's not coronation. Making it personal issue. I want us to go for debate. That's what I would like to do. Until that debate is done.
You mean all of these candidates
yes,
to line up for a
debate? Yes,
absolutely.
We need to assess them. Let everybody go for debate and see what they have to offer.
Will you appeal to President Tinubu, whom I think you support, to participate in the debate?
Whom I think? How do you know? Did I tell you I'm supporting Mr. Tinubu?
Would you appeal to President Tinubu to participate in the debate?
How do you want me to appeal to him?
He didn't participate in the debate last time.
Well, just like when they were calling Senator Okpebholo, when I went on a ride.
Exactly. He also didn't participate in the debate.
They said he must come to a ride. I said, look, the man is busy campaigning in the rural areas. Some of these rural areas, they don't have light, talk less of having a ride to watch a ride TV.
But you just said you want them, the presidential candidate, to participate in the debate. So why are you now?
No. I'm saying that I have made that suggestion that everybody should go for debate. So when you say President Tinubu, it is not President Tinubu that will decide whether should go for debate. Are you with me? There are people There are foundations. You all are media men and women. We have, born broadcasting.
We did that last time. President Tinubu, candidate Tinubu, then shunned.
Maybe it was not opportune. Maybe because of the time factor, it was not available. He had other engagement. You have to look at his engagement. His also calendar. What he's doing. That is probably it happened in America. So when they were doing debate, Donald Trump said he's not available on this day. But they still wanted to go and put it on that day. He said he cannot come.
But he did debates.
But they never changed the date to suit him. So he came. So if you are giving a date, your own date, without checking his own calendar, to see to ascertain it would be, will be attending, then you can go about. First of all, you have to agree. Every one of them have to agree. Some of them are not even want to come. But my own suggestion that everybody should go for debate. So that is just my own little position. Nigerians, we should wake up from our slumber because Nigeria is bleeding. God has blessed us with mineral resources, natural resources, human capacity, everything. Nigeria is not broke. We are the one that broke Nigeria's leg.
Nice place to anchor. This is just the first episode. We'll come back maybe in a few weeks. I'll come and do another one. Dig deeper into some of these anti-corruption issues.
Oh my God, corruption is our major problem. Really, we all need to come together.